Gonna try, gonna try, gonna try. Work till I die, till I die, till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, cause I'm not giving up on my dream.
Hi my lovely Frosty fam, it's me, Karen Frost, here at Nail Decadence with another video for you. Welcome to my channel, welcome one and all. These are products I will be using. I've got these metallic solid paint things and I thought I'd give them a go, so yeah, that's what I'm using. They're really cool actually. It's like a solid mica, and I got some of these pearl flakes which I think are absolutely beautiful, so I wanted to use those too, and yeah, that's why I have done this design. It's because I wanted to use these bits and bobs. So obviously I'm going to be using acrylic, so I've got my nail acrylic powders as usual and monomer. So let's get into the design. Oh, I'm also using my lovely Handolly. If you are after a realistic silicone practice hand that has slide-in tips, go ahead and check out www.handolly.co.uk, and you are most welcome to use my code KFGIFT for a discount on your order. Okay, on with the design, like I said. So I am going to be applying the warm beige all over the nail. You can build the nail with this colour if you so wish. I like to cap things, and obviously where I'm going to be adding the pearl flakes, I will need to cap those so that I don't file them away. But if you're just doing a plain nail in cover pink, you can build the nail with that if you so wish. My personal preference, I like to cap everything, so I use the cover pinks just like I use them as design powders, as it were. So I use them for colour only, and then I cap because I like it's just the look. That glass covering that clear acrylic gives the nails. I love that look of it, but it also saves me a few pennies, and my colours last that little bit longer if I'm using the clear to cap everything, and also clear is the strongest, so I get a bit of strength from it also. Anyway, I'm really hoping you can't hear the amount of noise that is going on outside my home right now. There is some kind of building works going on outside, and they are making a whole heap of noise, and they have been doing so for a few days now, and I can't wait any longer for them to stop making noise. So I'm sorry if you can hear it in the background, but if I don't get this video done, you guys won't have it for Thursday, and then yeah, I'm behind schedule and I don't want to do that, so I'm really sorry if you can hear the background noise. Anyway, carrying on with the nails, I'm applying the cover pink just so that I've got enough. So I'm not applying it thickly at this point. I'm just getting enough so that I've got good colour payoff and coverage from it, so that the nail is opaque. And then whilst the nail is still damp, I will apply, using just my damp brush, pick up some of the pearl flakes and put them onto the nail and tap them on. And because the acrylic is still wet, it will, as the acrylic dries, it will hold the acrylic, the pearl flakes in place for me, so no need for me to apply them with clear acrylic at all. So onto the last finger, the little finger. I managed to do that one in one bead. Not bad, eh? Not bad. Not bad. I will still add a bit more by the cuticle area though, because I want it to be completely opaque. I don't want any missing bits, and I want that cuticle area to be nice and neat. You know what I'm like. And then again with my damp brush, just adding some of the pearl flakes, and you'll see on each nail I've applied the pearl flakes in slightly different areas, just for a bit of, you know, something different, so that all the nails look a little different and not the same. And now I will go back to that first nail and cap them all with clear acrylic. Again, with clear acrylic I am building my strength and structure, but I'm also encapsulating those pearl flakes so that they are safely behind that wall of glass and won't get filed away when I go on to filing. So I will just build the nail, and I'll make sure I look at that nail from all different sides, all different angles, make sure my apex is in the back third, make sure there's enough on the tip for me to be able to file so that they're not too thin and break, you know, because if you file them too thin, you know, they're more likely to break. So you make sure your strength is there, especially with stilettos, because it's such a small surface area. They do need a decent amount of strength built onto them so that they can withstand the daily day-to-day tasks of a person with long nails. So these are, for the average person, these are very long. For a nail tech, these are not long. You see how long my nails are. So yeah, for the average person, this is a very long set. So make sure you've got a decent apex and that the tip has enough strength. So onto that ring finger, I've added that bead by the cuticle area, built my apex in with that bead, and then I can use a second bead to go over the tip of the nail. Then I look at it from all different angles and I add more acrylic where it is needed. Again, I look from all different angles. I can't stress that enough. Look from all different angles, but also look at the nail you previously did and the previous nail to that, so that all the nails are a similar width, height and thickness. That's how you get continuity in your set. You want all your nails to be a set, not individual. So you do have to look at all of the nails, not just the one you're working on. It really does make a difference in how the finished set looks. Do pay attention to those little things. It really do make a difference. So I'm going to carry on capping that little finger. Again, after I've added a bead, I will look at it from all different angles, from the side, make sure there's no dips, make sure that the acrylic is high enough apex wise, and you see I always give them a final look over when I've finished applying the acrylic, just to make sure that they are all good and I don't need to add any more anywhere. And if I do, I add it at that point, because what I don't like to do is put my stuff away and then have to get it back out again to fix an area that is low on acrylic. That drives me nuts. So onto the filing for my Frosty filing freaks. If you are not a Frosty filing freak, you may skip ahead, and the time stamp was in the corner of the screen. Skip along to that and you will skip the filing. But for my Frosty filing freaks, here we go. On this occasion, I'm going to be filing the side walls first. So as you see, as I first apply that nail hand file to the nail, I go underneath to sort out the under arch, and then I rotate the file up the sides, keeping it straight, but diagonally straight as it were, to get my tip and side walls nice and angled right, so that it's going into a nice point. I will compare each nail so that each nail has a similar point, because what you don't want is one dull point and one really pointy and one medium pointy. You really do have to look at all of the nails and make sure that you're getting them similarly pointy. So yeah, rotate from underneath the nail up to the sides, keeping that nail file nice and straight against the nail. Get that side wall area looking nice and sharp. Get your point the way you'd like it to be, and then I will use my e-file. I'm actually just using a sanding band on this occasion because there wasn't any really debulking to do per se. My application was fairly neat, so I'm just smoothing over and refining. So what I'm doing is I'm blending that cuticle area nice and flush to the natural nail, so that when it grows out, it's not going to catch on anything. It doesn't have a lip on it, there's no step there. It's nice and flush to the natural nail so that it looks decent as it grows out. But I'm also going to file the body of the nail, bringing in where I filed that sharp angle on the side walls. What I want to do is, whilst I'm using my e-file, is blend that in so that it's a curve. I don't want those harsh lines, those harsh angles to remain on the side walls. I want to blend it in so that the nail has a nice curve from sidewall to sidewall, so it goes up in the semicircle. If you're looking down the barrel of the nail, you've got a nice semicircle going from one side to the other. And you've got to have your sexy curves on nails. You don't want any sharp angles on the side walls. Definitely blend all of that in, and you can see that's exactly what I'm doing with my e-file. You can do this with your hand file, it's not a problem. I have trouble with my muscles and joints, so I tend to use my e-file for as much as I can, but you are certainly no problem for you to do this with a hand file. It does exactly the same thing, you just do it with a hand file. But yeah, whilst I've got the use of an e-file, I'm going to use it to my advantage and save my poor fingers. So yeah, stop and look at the nail often. You'll see I stop and look, and like I said before, I will say it again because I really want to drum this home. I know I say it in pretty much every video, but look at all of the nails, not just the one you're working on, and stop often to compare them so that you're not getting one nail thinner or more pointy than the others, because then you'll have to adjust the others to match that. And if you want a nice uniform set that flows and just looks good, that's exactly what you have to do. Filing can be tricky for newbies, and trust me, if you pay attention to what I'm saying and you put those practices into your routine, you'll notice that your nails will start looking much more similar. I did also run the buffing file underneath the free edge of the nail because I don't like the frills. I can't stand bits of acrylic or bits of nail tip underneath the nail, so yeah, I run the buffing file underneath to get rid of those. Then I will remove all of the dust. So Handolly's had a bit of a hand wash, and you use soap to wash it, soap and water, soap and water, just like anyone else, just like a human, but also use a lint-free wipe and some rubbing alcohol afterwards, because soaps have moisturizers in them, so you want to make sure you get that off the nail before you start doing your design or top coating. Anywho, so the nails are nice and dry and clean and no moisturizer is left on them, no oils, it's all gone. And then I'm using these paints. So these paints are activated with water, so I'm just literally using my deionized water that I keep on my desk. As I've mentioned before, deionized water does not promote the growth of bacteria, so it's quite safe to keep on your desk, but do not keep tap water on your desk because it will grow bacteria and mold, and you don't want that. So using my deionized water to activate the paints, and I'm just painting on random areas, and then if it's too much, if it's too thick, then I will just rinse the brush and use some of the water to draw out some of the paint. So as you see I'm doing there, that's using some of the water on the nail to rub off some of the paint. Then I'll tap that on the kitchen roll and then use the dry brush to suck up that water, and you'll see that that's how I removed some of the paint. So yeah, that's a little trick there if you want more of a marbly effect and not such a opaque painted area. That's what I did. So now I'm using some of the white just to accent the green a little bit. So I used a light green, then a dark green, and now I'm using the white just to give it a bit more of an accent. This set is so easy for you to do. You know I can't draw, so yeah, this is a nice, easy, salon efficient design to do for sure. So I've let that paint dry. It doesn't take long to dry at all. So now it's time to top it off and keep it tough. Oh yes. So just top coat these bad boys, and it means that we are at the end of the video. So I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you ever so much for coming to my channel, spending some of your most precious time with me watching this video. I appreciate you. Thank you ever so much. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. Join the Frosty Fam. We would love to have you. If you've liked this video or it's helped you in any way, shape or form, please do click that like button. I'd appreciate it ever so much. It gives me a bit of feedback, lets me know that you're enjoying the content, but also helps me out with the algorithm on YouTube. And if you feel up to it, you are more than welcome to leave me a comment. I am happy to talk to you. So this is the finished design. I hope you've enjoyed this one. You take care now, peeps, and I'll speak to you all again very, very soon. Bye for now.